Hey guys, how you guys doing? All right, not HBCP yet, but over there. So hey, first off, shout out to everybody. Scam. Thanks for the 1-bit 159, and thanks for the follows, Time Lord, Mr. Fennec Fox. Nice, and Undercover Brother. Thanks for following, guys. Thanks. So all right, I'm not gonna delay, right? You guys are here early, so let's open this thing up, because I mean, hey TSC, how you doing? So yeah, I don't want to withhold it. I'm so excited about it. So this is the kind of box you can expect with TGR labeling. I guess it's from the same place. Obviously, I removed the wrapper, so I'm not doxing myself or Heine. 10-second. Yeah, man. Tennis Strong is making you guys delay. So my name is Josh. I build streams usually every Wednesday at 6:30. You know, like now. Usually they're customer builds, sometimes they're mine. In this case, this one is mine. I jumped in on a very limited production Proto round 2, which is like all the final edits for the most part. There's one difference between this board and what the final HBCP will look like. So Heine is not in the chat yet, or if he is, he's remote, I guess. He's got some event, but he's gonna jump in a little bit later. But anyway, yeah, so that's my deal. Every Wednesday at 6:30. Thanks for following, Tennis Strong. But I did open this up mostly because this is a round 2 Proto. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it, man. Aesthetic V. Aesthetic 5? Is that what that is? Yeah. Anyway, because this was a Proto and Heine was busy building them all up, I asked him to send this actually so that I could take it with me to Seattle. I'm from about 100 miles north of LA, give or take. So I'm actually going to be flying out Friday, and I'll be there for Seattle. But I wanted to take this with me if I had the opportunity. And he was kind enough to ship it out just a little bit early. I think there were 5 of these made, these Protos. And like I said, there is only really one difference. So I already opened it because I wanted to check out the PCB and make sure that it was all functional. To do any fixes or anything beforehand. But yeah, man, thank you. Hey, you jumped in too, right? I think. So Heine was awesome enough to send me some of these stickers. I love these stickers. They're super cool. I'm gonna leave one out while we're building this because mad props to him, because I have actually gotten my eyes on it. Yeah, right, inflation. Yeah, right, shilling, not shilling. I bought this board, fair and square. Anyway, so I want you guys to understand what the packaging looks like. So let me zoom out just a little bit. That's as far out as it goes. Anyway, it's very TGR reminiscent, the packaging in this. Right, you get like a thick padding on it, so shilly. Yeah. So for those of you who haven't been on my stream before, I did get accused of being a shill once by someone in the community, and won't name names, because because I got a pre-release of the Alps H87A from Heine also. Again, I paid for it, so not a shill. I just got him to release it a little early so I could do a build with it on stream, because Heine's an awesome guy. So yeah, I already opened this obviously, but again, just to, because one, I was super excited and I wanted to get my eyes on the board, but 2, because I wanted to make sure this worked for the stream. Because normally I do customer builds, so yeah. I'm used to checking all my parts out before we do a stream. Oop, sorry, hopefully that's not crazy loud. Pretty loud. Sorry. So yeah, so it's very well packaged, very, very well. And when I talked to Heine, he said this is pretty in line with what the packaging should look like, right? So I don't know if it'll be exact, but it's close. Thanks, man. I appreciate you tuning in case we have questions or anything, but I think we're okay. ASMR section of the stream right there, yeah. Sorry about that sound. Anyway, it's got nice tissue wrapping over it inside of this deal. I know you guys are like, all right, just pull the board out already. So I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I would say that if the final packaging is in fact like this, there's zero chance of your board being damaged. It's quite well packaged. Oh. Don't worry, we're on a good desk mat. So, because I looked at this a little earlier, wow, I knocked this thing out of alignment a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to adjust it just a tiny little bit. That was crazy. Totally got out of alignment. That's bananas. Yeah, so so it can't, yeah. We don't want any scratches. Anyway, the thing that I noticed when I pulled this out the first time, and it's super apparent now, is that the finish on the alu is like, and the plate, the brass plate for that matter, is like flawless. It's very TGR or Lin quality, you know, where it's just like completely perfect. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like very, very, very good. Very satisfied with the finish. And then this beautiful weight on the back. Oh, you're doing microfibers. That's perfect, man. That's actually really nice. Or whatever that is. Yeah, so this is like a tissue paper. And that makes sense. For bulk packing things, it's like the economical way. I mean, I'm gonna actually throw this in a TX bag when I take it with me on the plane, but mostly because I just don't want it to be damaged, and even that's gonna go on my carry-on. So what we're really looking for there is you know, perfection. Plain on the back. Yeah, okay. I think that's good, man. I like the lack of branding on the outside. I think it's super classy to do it that way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like boards where it's like Gene, right, obviously, or whatever on the back. It's cool, but I frankly am a fan of no branding. Like, I won't say it's a problem with TGR boards. It's not, because it is beautiful, but literally the only thing that I would change about TGR boards is actually I wouldn't put the logo on the outside front. I like this. I like clean. Like, anybody who has that board is gonna know what it is. Don't get me wrong, I like it with them. I like them with it, but anyway, so like I said, there's only one difference as far as I know, and Heine, feel free to correct me, between this prototype right here and the final production run, and that's that the bottom piece, the bottom deck is 1 millimeter too high on this, so I'm gonna have to clip the legs. But other than that, basically, like, the final production will be exactly this, just with the only tiny kink worked out. Which, congratulations, by the way, on not having a bunch of issues with your second round proto. It's awesome. So anyway, we're gonna start taking this apart, right? And we're gonna get going with it. I've already tested the PCB. Jake Reps, thanks for following, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna take it apart, and I think that the only Giga, Thanks for following me. I like that. Giga. Giga. Something like that. Are these 1.5 or 2 millimeter? Ooh. Those are 1.5s. Nice, nice. Yeah, so the walls at the bottom will be 0.8 millimeters taller. Yeah, that's almost insignificant. And then you won't have to do the clipping that I'm gonna have to do in this case. But that's like a minor plus. Oof, guys, sorry. That sound. Anyway, the I'm not unhappy with it at all. That's kind of what you get sometimes when you do a proto of anything. Yeah, they're hex. This is 1.5 millimeter hex, as can be seen. Yeah, Phillips is not so great. So this is now more apart than I've taken it so far. I have not taken it any more apart than this. I love the finish, man. The finish on this is like flawlessly good. I like the finish on the brass too. Man, it's like perfect looking. Yeah, I would try and avoid Phillips in every case possible. It's funny because who was it? Aesthetic 5. Did you say you're looking for something to mix it up from TXCP? So I don't have a TXCP. I do have a TX 1800 V2 and a TX 84 and a TX 84 SE. So I'm quite familiar. The finish on this board is better. For sure. On the outside, it looks way better. Oh no. Phillips are too easy if you're not someone who uses tools a lot. Sure, that's true. By the way, put that in first to keep the cable on the main PCB. What do you mean? Put the daughter board in first? Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'll be doing that. I'm guessing there's already a screw on the inside for it, because there weren't extra screws in the box as far as I could tell. I mean, I could go digging through it if it's in there. Yeah, I'll absolutely put that on first. In fact, I'll do it right now. So today we're going to be building this. Yeah, of course. So we're going to be building this today with Zeal stabilizers and Zealios V2 78 gram. I'm a pretty heavy typer. I like heavy switches. I like light ones too, actually. Oh, is that already done? Ooh, it is. Okay. Man, that is beautiful. Got a mess of Telios recently for this. Nice. I don't know. You know what, Jeff Leopard? I mean, you do you, man. You do you. If you want to Cerakote it, Cerakote it. I really like the attention to detail on this right here. These centering mounts really like is gonna drive it home when you go to do this. When you go to set it down, now you can be off center a little bit and it'll just click in and be flawless. So, and the bottom is real thin aluminum. It's really small. I like it. So yeah, basically the walls right here will be 0.8 millimeters taller, I guess. So this bottom deck will be 0.8 deeper. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna burger mount it. I'm definitely going to. So Tiny shipped it with this What are these, 70 Duro O-rings? Can I weigh it also? I will. Do you want the weight of the top and bottom and PCB without the switches? Because I'll do that. Without switches and keycaps. Okay, there you go. 6 pounds, 3 ounces. I'm gonna weigh it though when it's done for sure. Hey, what up, Time Lord? How you doing? Yeah. So, this is freaking gorgeous, man. Perfect board. And these look like they're 2. No, that's 2.5. That's giant. Here we go. So these are 2mm hex. I'm not going to take the weight out, but you can see that the exposed part of the weight with the logo only goes under the alphas, but the actual weight goes across the entire bottom. I'm guessing that's for sound, if I had to guess. More squish. Everything here looks so well thought out. It really is, man. I think it's pretty perfect. And I'm a really big fan of 1800, and I really want an 1800 compact personally. So I like this. This is also something that's really neat. The hole for the USB-C connector. I like how it's in the top. So it's all gonna mount to the top, right? Obviously. There's no like, you don't have to like assemble all of this and then put the whole thing at an angle from the top, because the top will just sit down on there. It's nice. Yeah, this is Proto number 2. Anyway, so now that we have this here, I'm gonna set top over here. I'm actually gonna set the bottom down in here because we're not gonna need this until the end now. But we are gonna need this, and then we're gonna mount this daughter board up to the top. So what I noticed about this PCB when I was testing it is that it's quite thin. Is this 1.2mm hanging? Fractions of an inch, that's weird. Pretty sure it's 1.2. Can be tough to take it apart with FN row caps on, since you have to put the plate assembly in at a slight angle. Okay. So, like Heine said, did you say that I should remove it from this? No, there's no way to remove it. You're saying remove it from here? Kind of makes sense, right? Because when I put the plate down on... Let me think about how that'll go. Okay. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Remove it from here. Final one to make it a bit easier. Not from the daughter board side. Okay. Oh, I guess yeah, it'll be on the underside, so that kind of makes sense. Okay. So we'll set that off to the side. We'll grab this top again real quick. Set this down. And then it looks like this one is in fact Phillips. Small Phillips, like number 1. Or is it number 3? Whatever, what's the small one? I think it's number 1, or I don't think it's quite 0, right? Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I'll throw it on here first. I don't think it matters at this point, frankly. non-magnetically charged one. And obviously goes like that. Sorry guys, I need to magnetize the tip of this thing. There's my little magnetizer doodad. There it is. Do this under the table because it's crazy loud otherwise. Yeah, go man, go. Don't worry about it. Have fun. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Wait. What's going on? Woo Enig. Oh yeah, baller. Yeah, no joke, huh? All right. Apparently that did not magnetize. That's fine. I'm only using it for this one thing anyway. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna undo the plate, obviously, because we're gonna need that in a minute. Looks like this is 1.5 also. And they are different 1.5 than the external case screws, as is evidenced by there. Yeah, man, this thing is super clean. Super clean. So 159, man, I'm happy that you're in here. Honestly, the two boards that I'm looking forward to most this year so far, well, the two of yours, so this one, Kepler, and J01 are all in my top list. I don't know. I don't think I have a... Until I have all of them in hand, I don't think I have a... I can't say that I have a favorite yet. I think this is going to be beautiful, and anybody who goes to Seattle will see this board. You got SIG 87 running QMK? Nice, man. Nice. My Kepler is very likely going to end up running the HB 87 Alps only PCB because I'm doing an Alps build with it. But I did order MX plates, so I'll definitely use the one that comes with it too, of course. For awesomeness. Man, look at this brass plate. It's nice, man. It's a really nice. I love the finish on this plate. Perfect sandblast job on it, and I'm guessing it's sealed. It looks like it is, because there's zero tarnishing, and brass tarnishes super fast. Heine PCBs came in too. Nice. Wish you could hit Seattle. Thought you'd be really busy this weekend. A couple weeks ago, you didn't renew your pass. Oh no. Are you in Canada or somewhere else, Tennis Strong? Sorry to hear that you're not going to make it, man. That's unfortunate. Yeah. So I have to say, Pelican cases with Kepler is going to be like a super nice touch. I saw the image that you had posted. I'm guessing it's that one. Yeah, that one. The pallets. This is crazy, man. That's bananas. Anyway, so now we got this here. I'm gonna throw stabilizers in it. We're gonna lube these, of course. We're not actually ready for them yet, so I'm gonna set this off, and I'm gonna get this going with some stabilizers, lubing. Of course, we're using Zeal stabs on these premium boards. We don't do silly things like use inferior stabilizers. Just kidding. Not inferior, just not as awesome. So 1, 2 worth, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Is that what we're doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, good. Yeah, 1800. Derp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, perfect. I had exactly the right number in here magically. This was a combo kit, so it had a bunch of other stabs in it. Who knew? Who knew it was the perfect ones? Yeah, I'm excited about those cases. I also jumped in on the Nathan Kim and TX bag order thing that was going on. So I'm kind of excited about those as well. Let's bust out some Krytox 205 grade 0 here. Boom. We don't do half measures when it comes to lube in my house. My house. I mean, you gotta be prepared for the keep building adventures that may come, that will come. Nah, that's in a weird location. Do it right here. Don't like 3204. I love 3204. I love 3204. I have more, like maybe twice as, 3 times, 4 times as much as I pull out there. I haven't bought bulk 3204 though yet. I've intended on doing it, but for stabilizers I find myself doing this way more frequently. So these Zealios though, I lubed with a mix of 3204 and 106, Krytox 106, to thin it out a bit, because I didn't want to like disrupt the field too much, but I actually like the way greases stay in the switch and don't migrate around or have problems. Trebosis has a high MOQ. You think it has a higher MOQ? Oh yeah, so I hear what you're saying about its MOQ, but here's the thing. Miller Stevenson, so this has an MOQ that's really high. It's actually, I think, higher than, well, no, it's about 5 kilograms. But that's for production run. So the distributor, if they have extra there on site, they'll ship you as little as you want. So I bought like 1 kilogram of Krytox, and you can buy less than that of 3204. I've tried to source it, I just haven't bought any. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So if you're like gonna be selling it a bunch, like you're trying to do what Krailbit's doing or something like that. Oh, you know what? I need to take these screws out first. Otherwise, it's gonna be less than optimal. Yeah, so I'll probably order some 3204 too, because I do use a fair bit of it, but I'm definitely gonna do like 6 kilograms or anything like that. They didn't have 32. Yeah, so here's the deal with them, right? They really don't want to sell you any of the grade 0 lubricants, because in their mind the 2s are just way more plentiful, so they're really trying to push that. You have to really convince them almost that you're you have to almost convince them, right, that your use case actually requires a grade 0 lube. But they'll work with you if you can convince them of that. Like, they'll work with you if they can get it, or they have it, or there's other people that want some and they can combine orders. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, if you're trying to stock the lubes to sell, then you might just have to like bite the bullet and hit MOQ in order to do it. How much schmoozing did he have to do? Yeah, so anything lighter than the at least for DuPont and Krytox stuff in general, Chemours products, all the grade 0 stuff is made special to order. So they don't actually produce it in large quantities. They just make it for Miller Stevenson or whoever the regional distributor is when they have a large enough order to warrant it. And they don't make a bunch extra. So I think Miller Stevenson probably orders some extra to have it around. I don't know. Unfortunately, it's harder to source. If there was a large enough demand, and I think our industry almost provides that at this point. Gus CA, thanks for following, man. I appreciate it. It's just available like only if you have enough demand. So no, I looked into it mostly because I build boards for customers and stuff. Like I just keep stock of this stuff, not like to sell them directly, but to sell as part of my build service, so they don't have to find a source for it or whatever. Because I'm not going to build a subpar product like with rattly stabilizers because they can't get lube together, when clearly if they're contacting me and paying for the service, they're already looking for a good board. So that's one part that I handle. And I just wrap it into my stabilizer lube and tune fees. And generally speaking, when it comes to things that I'm purchasing on behalf of a customer, I'm not, or in this case that I'm selling to them that isn't my service, I'm not upcharging really. Like, yep, that's how I feel about it. Hey, yo, what up, Jax? How you doing, man? Good to see you in here. Yet one more build or board that I'm looking forward to this year, coming from that guy. And there are some really good things coming out this year. Really, really good things. I'm looking forward to a bunch of key sets, several boards, including this one, of course. EBB's in, nice. I need a sonic cleaning thing to remove. Are you talking about to remove the lube? You need a sonic cleaner? Sorry, So what are you actually trying to remove? The problem with Krytox is it's really made not to be removed. There is a cleaner that DuPont makes. I forget what it's called, but it's specifically made to remove this stuff. But it's, I think it's high fluorine content is how it works. Or maybe it's, I don't know. You'd have to look it up. But they do actually make a specific thing, but it's super expensive. Like a quart of it is like a couple $100. Ultrasonic will help, but it won't be perfect. Oh, okay. Yeah, there isn't a good way to remove Krytox or 3204 for that matter without really high specialty cleaners. Now, if you're talking about super lube or something like that, it's totally doable. Like absolutely doable. If you actually add too much to this, the easiest way to get this all off well is actually mechanically, right? So to stick tissue in there and rub it out of there or use like Q-tips, you're never going to be able to get all the residue off. But if you're just trying to get the bulk load of a grease out, that's your best way. I'm not saying it's impossible. There are specialty cleaners to do it. It's just quite difficult. quite difficult. You know what I need is, it's crazy, we went through enough of this that we actually got all the like Crytox that was on the lid off. Finally. How long did that take, right? I think I ordered this stuff in like April. And I built like a board a week since then, probably on average, or very close. I mean, I've skipped some weeks, but there's also weeks where I've done like 2 board builds. So close to 1 a week average. Use a foam applicator brush. Yeah, that would help. So yeah, so super lube you're probably going to be able to get off with something like brake cleaner. It's not water based. So what that means is you'll need a non-polar solvent to get it off. So something like brake cleaner or acetone. Although you're going to want to be real careful with acetone. You're trying to work with these. I actually don't know what plastic this is made out of, and acetone completely destroys ABS. So these aren't ABS, these clear ones obviously, but I don't know what like GMK stabs are made out of or anything like that. So you'd want to try it on one that you don't care about, is what I'm saying. Because acetone completely destroys some plastics. Primarily though, it's ABS that you're worried about. 99 ISO. Yeah, so the problem with isopropyl in general is that many isopropyl alcohols actually contain a small amount of acetone. If you're using like a tech grade 99%, then it probably won't. Like the stuff I use doesn't have acetone in it. It's never melted anything that I've tried to clean with it, and I have cleaned some plastic things with it. But always use at your own risk, and I'll show you the stuff that I use. So that's what I use. You can get that on Amazon, I think. Ping me in Discord or on Reddit or somewhere else if you need more details about it, or remind me later. Use the same. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. If anybody finds that the volume is too high or anything, feel free to let me know. My numbers look good on the levels, but you know, I don't hear the same volume that's going out to the stream. Mostly because sometimes I like to blast my music and jam out while I'm talking to you guys and doing this. Right now it's not too loud, but am I going to get a second PCB and plate when the GB runs? So I am gonna get a second PCB and plate, but I'm gonna get Alps, and I'm actually gonna try to buy another board. I'm gonna try and get a purple polycarbonate one if I can manage it in the GB. But I'm gonna get an Alps board, because one of them, or this one, if I can only get one, is going to be Brown Alps endgame compact 1800 build. Yeah, I can't guarantee that yours is actually 99% pure or whatever, but if it is and it doesn't have acetone in it, you're pretty safe with most plastics, especially if it's only on there for a short period of time. Like I said, test it on something you don't care about. And always look up whatever chemicals you're going to expose your plastics to, compatibility with that plastic. Like, just literally go on Google and type in whatever the chemical is, compatibility and plastic. It's important. Brown Alps, God tier. Yeah, so I have one other Brown Alps board, and actually it may be changing. The Salamander that I have has Brown Alps in it. And I like the Salamander and I like Brown Alps, but the problem is I only have the PBT plates. And I hate the Brown Alps and the PBT plates. It's almost like PBT plates were made for linears, in my opinion. Like, they just... I do not like the sound that the heavy tactile makes when it smacks down to full bottom out. If I typed a little lighter, it would probably be fine, but I'm a heavy typer. Heavy and slow. When I'm typing pretty regularly, I think I can hit like 80 words per minute, but frankly, like, I haven't been able to do that for probably the last couple months because I've been typing so little. I've been traveling a bunch for work and stuff and only typing emails here and there, so it just, yeah, hasn't been good for it. Brass plate is the only plate to have. I don't know about that. FR4 is really good and cheap, like incredibly cheap and incredibly good IMO. What plate material would I choose for SKCM blue build? You over research everything. Feel free to speak opinionated. I only speak opinionated. I don't know about that. I mean, I'll reserve judgment sometimes, but in cases like this where it's just an informational thing, I will caveat it though with it's my opinion, and this is a highly preference-based thing that we're talking about, plate material. But for clickies, I actually think aluminum, brass, basically the standard plate materials. I think clickies, the sound comes from, the sound is what's the driver for clickies, right? So you're less concerned with feel, not that feel is unimportant, but what you really want is that sound to come through. And I think that aluminum plates give you the right amount of resonance and stuff for clickies. I'm not saying that brass doesn't. It can. I have an aluminum... I'll show you. The board that was up here when the stream started. I'll show you that in a second, and I'll tell you what it's all about. It has SKCM blues. I have a build up on YouTube. It can't possibly be on Twitch anymore because of how long ago it was, but it's an AliExpress case. So that's how you would search for it. Very inexpensive case, very inexpensive keycaps. They're Taihao, but this thing has a an LFK PCB and plate, and their plate is kind of junky. Honestly, I'm not a fan of it. It looks like it was milled out on a router with a dull bit or with speeds and feeds that were way too high. Speeds probably were too high because it's probably done with a home router. Anyway, point is, not a great plate, but with these AliExpress and Philco, like the Tex plates or whatever, they only have like a couple screw mounts in there. So the bottom of the plate wants to flop down. So what I did is I put a piece of neoprene weather stripping on the bottom, on the top, and in the middle to support this plate. And so what you hear is, let me mute the main audio so you guys can't hear that. I mean, granted, that wasn't on a desk, so it's not going to be the true sound. Plus, it's real close to the mic. Anyway, point is, Point is I think that worked out pretty well. It's not perfect, but the budget of that board is almost like unbeatable for an SKCM blue board. I mean, I think maybe all included, everything that went into building that board, maybe $5, which for an SKCM blue build is cheap. And it's fairly nice. It's not as heavy duty as like a TX board or something, but quite nice. In my opinion, I like it. It's a great board to type on. And I don't feel bad about typing on those keycaps literally all the time. Like whatever, one day they'll be junk, shine, but they were cheap because they're Taihao. I do have nicer Alps stuff. I actually even have the Alps keycap set that's going to go on HBCP when I finally get an Alps board. It's going to be pretty simple and beige looking, but it has that 1U 0 insert key, which is pretty rare in the Alps world. Also, gonna jump on the GMK Yuri, or not the GMK Yuri, the DCS Yuri in Alps. Man, I wish there was a GMK set in Alps. That'd be awesome. Anyway, DCS Yuri, yeah, man, I'm going for it. I have the Alps throwback set, which is DCS. So I'm pretty... I still need to use that on something. So it's very possible that DCS Yuri, when it's all said and done, if it has the right compatibility, will end up on this board. But I'm not going to hold my breath. In the meantime, I have an awesome keycap set to throw on it. Yeah, you're totally right. Alps throwback, rip arm, rip leg, and I haven't even used it yet. Oh man, feels bad, but I will use it, and then it won't feel so bad because it'll be beautiful. That, I don't know, I've contemplated that. If I do, well, so I'm gonna leave Salamander as Salamander is gonna stay an Alps build for me. I have a PBT MX plate, but I'm gonna leave it Alps, so it'll probably get Alps oranges in it, or maybe complicated whites. If I'm feeling so bold, but it'll probably get oranges, or ambers maybe. I could do ambers. I have a ton of Alps, so I have some really clean ambers, like really extraordinarily clean ambers that I could throw in it. Anyway, it'll stay Alps, and I'll probably use the DCS throwback set on it, or the Alps throwback set on it, just because I'll have it. Because I have a technically I have two SGI beige sets and one SGI granite set, and the granite set is going to go on Kepler for sure. Like that, I believe, is the right board to get that. Boom. Oof, gotta go. Enjoyed the 30 seconds of the stream that you caught. Thanks, Tinfoil. I appreciate it, man. I will have a good night. You too. Later, Foil. Nice. Ambers are the hype right now. Are they? Are they the hype right now? I think they're kind of always been the hype, and I really like them. I think they're better than blues personally, but I like heavier switches again, so it's no surprise there, I guess, to those of you who know that about me now. that I like those more. You've got 70 ambers. You need more of them. Yeah, I have 2 Apple IIc's worth. So what is that, like 62 switches or something? Which is where I like to sit with most things that I'm only gonna have one build of, like 120 switches. Gives me the ability to build a full size of some sort, or 1800. Also gives me the ability to have spares, which I've had Alps Browns go bad before. In fact, funnily enough, I need like 11 more Alps Browns to do all the Alps Brown build stuff that I want to do. Luckily, I have time, I believe. And another option that I could do is throw like ambers or something else on the top row, like that function row of a build. As much as I love Zeal's stabilizers for their tight tolerances and awesome performance, man, do they like going into the stabilizer insert? They are tight. You always want around 110 of everything. Yeah, me too. There's some things that I have way more than 110 of though. I was doing a plan sheet recently so that I could like plan out all the different builds that I'm doing. And like the number of Zealios that I have, specifically the number of 78 gram Zealios that I have, is somewhat outrageous. Like spread out in between all of my builds and these ones that are going in here. But one of my favorite switches is V2 78 gram Zealios. Don't even, how many? Oh, I don't have the spreadsheet on this on my streaming rig. It's on my main rig, but I think like 280 or something like that. Sounds right. Of V2 Zealios, 78 gram. I have more of V1. Not more than 278, but like at least another 120 or so. Yeah, I mean, like how many boards do you need with that one switch, right? Apparently for me, it's a bunch. Apparently. I mean, they're good, man. They're good. I also have a ton of holy, oh my gosh, what was the, oh, holy Jesus, which are good, but I think Zealios V2 are better personally. I think the sound off of I think the sound is really good off of all the holy pandas and clones. However, I think the feel is quite superior when it comes to Zealios V2. You have that in pandas as well as T1s. Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah. Zealios are expensive, man. That's all I have. Pandas are expensive too, though, so I mean. Inks are way cheaper comparatively. So I think I'm gonna start taking customer, like it's been a while since I posted an ad for customer builds because I got so many and they just kind of kept flowing in for a while. I'm finally out as of my last build stream, but I have like a couple of my own personal builds to do, and then some stuff coming up that I expect to be getting in the next, you know, several. Plus I have some travel for work that I got to do, so I'm gonna miss like a couple streams at some point over the next couple months. So like I'm like, is now the time to take more customer builds? Because man, some of the customer builds that I've gotten are like, I don't know, man. Like I think within my first couple months of starting streaming, I built a couple Alice's, right? There are some boards that I've seen that are just like amazing boards that I never would have probably seen if I hadn't been building for other people. So yeah, I'm like totally loving my keyboard build adventures. And I'm getting this crap all over my fingers. I try not to get it all over when I build, but apparently today I'm just sloppy with the lube. Sloppy mess. So there's a couple buys that are going on right now, group buys for keycap sets that I'm like either going to get in on, or I'm like just like, man, maybe I should. So I think I'm gonna definitely jump in on Peaches and Cream. I don't think there's any chance I'll miss that. Hey, King Choli, thanks for following, man. Yeah, so Peaches and Cream, I don't think I'm gonna miss out on. I think I'm gonna grab that. Vaporwave, I'm fairly certain I'm gonna jump in on. Trying to think of what else. So the other one that I'm like debating, because I'm not in love with the keycap set, but I do think it'll be really low production and it'll be kind of a cool set to laugh about and have and meme, is Handerbite. Like I'm not in love with it, the colorway, but I think it'd be a cool set to have. So that's still going on for a couple more days. I'm debating it. It's just money, man. I know BBB, if you're in here, right? You're gonna be like, Handerbite. You bought Handerbite? Nice, man. I hope that it turns out well. I'm still on the fence, but I got a few more days. You see her like Pulse GMKs. So here's my thoughts on Pulse. I really like the way Pulse looks. I really do. However, I feel like GMK Pulse is kind of gonna be like GMK Carbon was, in that it's one of those sets that was just really good in SA, and I have a feeling it's just gonna kind of disappoint in GMK for some reason, like the colors and the whole deal. So I did not jump in on it, and I don't think I'm going to, but I do hope that it turns out well for the sake of everybody who did buy it. It just, I don't know, in GMK, for whatever reason, it just didn't sit well with me, personally. Like, I have a feeling I would have been disappointed in it, like a lot of people were in SA, or GMK Carbon. I am using 205 grade 0 to lube the stabs. I have this big, I can actually have another one too, but this one is 0.5 kilogram. It's oodles and oodles of lube. So yes, 205 grade 0 on my stabilizers, which is pretty much the norm for me. I know, and that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Only drop, right, could affect those kinds of things. Oh, come on, man. Just getting this all over myself. Anyway, one last wire. Same time, it's like, could just do all black headphones and then Thread your own aux. Yeah, you could. Hey man, they did it for him, right? You don't have to go out of your way to achieve the cool effect. I'm all for it. Like, if people want to just buy their way into it, that's good. Plus, I mean, I appreciate that, but sometimes Zap is actually hard to order from because of their backlog. And that's nothing against them. That's honestly good for them. I have some Zap cables, and I really like them. That was way more than needed to be there. Okay. Come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's awesome. 159, and I'm super looking forward to that. I love Limo connectors. I use Limo connectors at my work like all the time. And they're freaking awesome. They really are high grade stuff. My Zap cables that I have only have the aviator connector on them because I bought them before he started doing Limo. Limos do look nuts, and they are super high quality. John sent a Proto. Yeah, I saw the picture of the Proto, man. It looks good. Oh, I have flavored water. That's right. I'm gonna drink that. The Limo stuff is really good. It's pretty expensive and super overkill for a keyboard. Like, super overkill. I'm not saying don't do it. What I'm saying is it's way more connector than you need. For so I'm actually curious to see what this the trace routing is like as it comes to this board. Mil-spec connectors are needed in your keyboard. I mean, look, I'm not saying no. I also like cool connectors and stuff. I'm just saying it definitely is way more than is what way more durable, way higher spec than is required for such a type of thing. But if you, like me, joined in on Kepler or like 159, were crazy enough to make the thing, which is awesome, by the way, then you didn't really care. You really didn't care about it being overkill. Yeah, so Heine does a great job at PCBs. This PCB is made by him. Yes, correct. You are absolutely correct, sir. And I mean, he actually hand soldered all the parts on this one because this is a Proto. And I'm sure he tested it, but I also tested it once it came in. As per my usual when I do a customer build, even though this is for me, I wanted, you know, the stream to go smooth and stuff. Come on. Okay. Yeah, dude, Heine does a great job. I like Heine. He makes high quality stuff, as is evidenced by the finish on this board, which is ridiculous, and the like well thought out design of the case, frankly. I know this is a labor of love for him, and that this is a long time coming, and that it's something he really wanted. Perfect. Yeah, so I know that this is a long time coming for him, but he took his time. He made it right, and it's evident. Like I said, this is a proto, so it has a flaw that will be fixed in the final production run. That flaw is easily overcome, and there are only, I guess, 5 of these, so there's only 5 of them that will ever have this issue. And you guys will see when you see me solder it all back together. If you missed the beginning of the stream and you missed what that was, I will show you. It's just some extra work with clippers. With flush mount clippers. And I think normally I leave it up to you guys, although I guess the last couple times I haven't, because when I've done customer builds they've supplied keycap sets, so I've just done theirs. Normally on my own or on customer builds where a customer doesn't supply keycaps, I let you guys choose, but I discussed it with Heine, what I'm taking this to Seattle with on it, and it's gonna be GMK camping. I think the 2 sets that I have that would look the best on this board, frankly, in silver, are camping and or Shoko. Shoko would look great on this board. You have a bunch of O-rings. Oh, wait, what did you have to say? OG Spacebars are up for pre-order, yes. These rings I'm using are nylon washers, and they're really to prevent any kind of shorting, right? So if you look at right here, this is actually a bad example here. So this hole right here is a stabilizer insert, or a stabilizer guide hole for where the screw goes through, and when I screw the screw down, it'll touch those 2 LED contacts. So these washers are really to prevent exactly that thing from happening. What I should do if I were a good streamer, I actually need to go through and update a bunch of stuff about my stream, but one thing that I really should do is provide you guys links to all of the things that I do on here. And I will get around to it for sure at some point. Your only mod was plate mount stabs, so didn't have to deal with it. Yeah, plate mount stabs are not as good as PCB mount screw in, for sure. If you have the option to use either, always choose the screw in. Just for future reference, because they don't come unclipped at all ever, and they're a little bit less rattly in the case of plate mount ones. That's my 2 cents on it, and I think a lot of people agree with that. rarely necessary. So I agree, they aren't really necessary, but it's just, you know, a good idea. Can't hurt kind of thing, and I'm really, this is a pretty irreplaceable PCB at this point. Like, it's not something I can just go get another one of. So I'm being careful, extra careful. Hydration. Did you expect that to be a server command, the hydration thing? That's something I should do, huh? Speaking of which, I made coffee and I didn't bring it in here. Dang it. I made like a whole pot of coffee. Oh well. I will maybe go grab a coffee real quick in a second. Keeps track of how long you've been up, how much water you should be drinking. I generally don't have a problem with how much water I actually drink. In regular life. On stream, yeah, on stream I probably should keep better track. Because I talk so much while I'm on stream that it probably makes sense for me to be extra aware. That's why the bot helps. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to invest in that. I need to actually set up Nightbot or something to do a host of server commands, and that should probably be, because I'm gonna miss some streams over the next couple months. I should probably plan on those nights where I'm not doing that because I'm traveling or whatever, setting up the stream bot in the background. Use my time all productively and stuff. There's a bunch of stuff I do want to do to improve the stream, but it all takes time, right? Oh, so beautiful. Perfect. Just kind of feeling my stabilizers, make sure they're no like excess hydraulic pressure or anything crazy like that from the lube. All the wires are settled in. Cool, perfect. They all actuate together, so the wires are good. All right, guys and gals, probably a couple of you out there. We are about ready to start putting this plate together on here. Goes on the cool. Okay, so Yeah, so if you guys build this, if you guys end up with this board and you're building it, definitely disconnect this connector on the daughter board side, not on the PCB side, because looking at it wouldn't be impossible, but it would be much more of a pain to do it on this side. So highly recommended you do it on the daughter board side. Just my 2 cents, I suppose. Okay. Flex cuts. I doubt they're for flex cuts because this is a brass plate, and a flex cut there would actually make it so that it would flex that way. But you can talk to Heine. I don't know. Maybe they're decorative. Maybe they're flex cuts. It probably adds a little bit of flex. It's pretty thin brass. Compared to some other plates that I've held, like TX. Well, here, I'll give you guys a good example right before I start. I'm gonna fire up the soldering iron anyway. But let me. So like this is TX 84 SE, right? Much less flexible, and I'm curious how thick it is. So I think we said this is 1.2 when we measured it earlier. Zeroed out. Yep. Nope. So this is 1.5. Oh, here, why don't I do this in a way that is meaningful to you guys? All right, this board's just in the way for this. It's not in the way, it just doesn't easily support this thing. Yep, so 1.5 versus 1.2. So the plate is just more flexible in general than a lot of brass plates that you guys might have dealt with in the past. Yeah. I don't know about to save weight. I would guess that you want this thing to be heavy, if anything. Anyway, we're ready to start dropping Zealios in here. What is that? So as per our usual, we're gonna get some of our corner switches in place. So the other thing about this plate, or about this PCB in general, not the PCB but the board, the Proto, is that this is a completely fixed plate for the most part. I mean, you have, I guess, some options here, right, and here, but aside from the numpad options, this is just a fixed plate. So like you only have the option. You can see that the PCB gives you more options, but that this plate only gives you the option of having a this layout, right? 7U spacebar, etc. Single fixed bottom row layout. Not many options otherwise. So that won't be the case on the final run. I don't know if he'll offer a completely fixed plate on the final run or not. I'll let him chime in when he gets back, whenever that is. Yep. Ooh. Probably see, yeah, okay. 2-2 layout is kind of the best though. Thermal is coming up with 2 R1. Those leaf spring plates. That should actually be really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that. 3-2. Can you not use 2 1-use for keypad enter and keypad plus? You totally can. It's totally variable there. I, however, am not going to do that. I actually want to have a 2U here. It's one of the few things that was left as an option, and I appreciate that option. So I know I'm the odd case, right? But I'm a lefty who actually games using the 10 key. And so I'm actually used to using plus with my pinky. So that's why I do 2 there. 1800 doesn't bother me though here. Like I don't mind having 2 1-use here. That's totally fine with me because of what I use them for, but fellow lefty, nice man. Yeah, well, I've always learned the game that way, so not always, but when I finally switched over in my youth to gaming with my left to mouse handing with my left hand, I went to 10 key for the keyboard in games. Just is what it is, man. I love the finish on this plate. It's freaking beautiful, guys. Freaking beautiful. Okay, so we're just kind of putting these in right now to kind of situate everything. Get our plate in order. Perfect. All right. Now this is all in order. You're splitting the plus yourself. That's all good, man. I totally understand. I'm just not how I do. Use to CS 1.3 to 1.6 with arrow keys and full keyboard. Whoa. Okay, that's wild, man. I may be the oddity who likes 1800 style that way, but I'll take it. It's fine. I'll own it. Anyway. All right, let's get our soldering iron out. Soldering iron's hot already, but let's get our solder out. And you know what we're gonna do though? We're gonna do what we normally do. Just get rid of this thing. Pow. What I always advise against using hole tights in any situation ever. If you have to do hot swap, do mil-max sockets. But even that is not good. Honestly. Oh no, the switches. Okay. Okay. So we had a little accident with a spill. There's one more. Yeah, they're rip a switch cup. Yep. That's okay. Now we have switches here. Planned. Not planned. What up, Heine? So I think people were just like, why did you do 2U plus? Because this game is gonna be used as a driver for me, and I game with that. I game with it. I know most people do, actually, and it looks better. Frankly, the 1Us look better there, but it's not my jam. I'm so used to it gaming that like just has to be for me. I'm soldering a little cooler than I normally solder. Still hotter than how hot many solder. What is it in C right now? 382. That's 720 Fahrenheit. I usually solder at 740 Fahrenheit, which is way hotter than you need to. But I'm pretty fast with an iron usually. So for me, it gets a more complete go at it. So the way I always do this is the 2 corners, or the 4 corners first. Make sure everything is seated. I mean, we made sure everything was seated really well earlier, but oof, yeah. Yeah, so I'm used to it being a little bit hotter, so my time on pin is greater. Transmit all the heat that I need to transmit to this thing. I'm a heathen. I guess I'm a heathen, man. Usually do 650. Yeah, 650 is good. I'm trying to remember what this is. Kester 63 or 3763. Actually, this might be 6040. I'll take it, man. All the people when I go to Seattle with your board can call me a heathen for not building it as such. I'll take it. I use that key so much that when it's 2 1Us, it's super out of place for me. I have a TX84 or a TX 1800 V2 that was built like that when I got it, and I just couldn't get used to it for gaming. It was crazy. 2U0, 2U enter, 2U addition. I'm not doing all three. I'm doing 1U0. So, I mean, that's going to have to be okay with everybody else. But when you buy an HBCP, you should build it however it is that you want to build it. Especially if you use ALPS. Then you won't be building it however you want. You'll be building it however your keycaps work. Like you do when you do ALPS builds. Heine, thanks for cheering 2 bits, man. Thank you. And did I miss Idaho Prime? Thank you for following. I appreciate it very much, guys. I am IP. Thank you for following, man. I appreciate it. I do. Okay, we're all soldered together here, buddies. I'm gonna try it just because curiosity. Oh, I must not have soldered that one together. And I didn't. Womp womp. Anyway, that's fine. We're now going to put everything in. I'll throw switch hitter up next time after I solder all this stuff together. We are doing stepped caps, because if you don't do stepped caps, you are in fact a heathen. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Right alt is, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is an FN. I tested the board. It's one of the 2 reasons. Probably the secondary reason is, frankly, I wanted to see the finish on the board and how awesome it was. But one of the reasons I pulled it out is habit. Building enough customer boards. Knowing just to check it out before I do like a live stream. At least make sure that the PCB functions. I know you made it, and I'm guessing you tested it, but it's just, you know, habit. Part of my workflow. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a function layer, and I don't remember what the functions did. I just found, like, I think I just tried function R with tweezers, and it went into, I'm guessing it went into DFU mode. It became unusable right after I did that from a key response perspective. I just kind of guessed that you probably did it the same as you did H87A. Made sense. That's kind of what I guessed. And it totally worked. So what I didn't do, guys, there is one other difference, I believe, between this PCB and what you guys will be receiving. And that's, I was going to throw resistors on here and then wire up with LEDs, but I'm not going to do it because I didn't have the LEDs that I want. So eventually I'll do that on my board, but I'm guessing that Heine's delivered version will have the SMD resistors in place. Should be pretty straightforward. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but Makes sense, that's the way it would be. Yeah, I figured. May not even have RGB LEDs installed on the alu ones. Poly ones, yeah. Man, so you missed it, but we were talking about how well thought out some of this stuff is. Like, I love that there's a reset button and a hole through it. Everybody was wondering if these cuts right here were for increased flexibility. I didn't figure they were for significant flexibility on this brass plate, but are they underside SMDs? Yeah, they are. You could totally, I could totally add them after the fact. And I even have the resistors. It's not like I couldn't have done it. But I want this to be together for Seattle, because I think it's gonna be a cool thing to bring there. Give cool visibility and hands-on, and it's so nice, man. I'm really happy to have it. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I didn't think it was for flex. I thought sound, if anything, or just even just aesthetics. Like, it looks beautiful when you're putting it together. The experience of putting this together is great. It is quite an amazing looking board. Quite. So I'm actually doing this in a way that you probably should not do, because I need to trim the switch pins. The right way to do this, guys, is actually to trim them before you solder them. Get them to the correct height, then solder them. I didn't trim all the ones that were on there already before soldering them, and that's not a good idea. Should absolutely trim them first. Yeah, I understand, and we're using lead solder, so the lead is pretty flexible. Ductile, is that the right? Whatever. But technically, to minimize the chance of pad delamination, the best way to do it is to trim them before, if you ever have to do something like this. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna make them the same. I'm gonna trim them down to the highest level that's visible, which is what you had said before, which those, the little PCB legs. Oh man, I have to like stop and actually look at this, man. I can't. You have no idea how excited I am. I am absolutely gonna try to grab a poly one in the group buy. Looks so good with modern Dolch on it. That's so pretty, man. It really is. Yeah, honestly, guys, I'm not any less hyped for it now than I was. I'm actually more hyped. It's so good looking. The finish is so clean that I definitely am just as hyped now as I was before. In fact, more. When it showed up and I saw it, oh, I was like, I want to build it. I want to have it on my desk already. And the funny thing is I'm gonna actually pack it up tonight, even though I'm flying out Friday. because there's a chance that I won't be here very long tomorrow. So I just want to like get everything packed up. So like I'm totally gonna pack it up. I haven't decided for sure if I'm bringing 2 boards. This might be the only one I bring. If I bring another one, I don't know. I'm like between bringing the Salamander, which I don't think is actually as amazing as it could or should be, in terms of the feel because of the PBT plate with the Alps Browns. They just kind of don't go well together. Premium stuff, but it doesn't necessarily go super well. Or maybe even like this AliExpress case. Like, it's not the nicest keyboard I have or anything, but it's SKCM Blues and it doesn't weigh a lot. So I'll be able to actually carry my carry-on through the airport. Flexi plates on Alps is weird for me. Yeah, it was, man. Wait, into 2 GBs. Wait. Honestly, no. So this was a proto round. What I meant is I will probably try to get in on the main group buy for a polycarb one. I mean, I'm gonna enter. I'm gonna try. If I can. Because why not? Why not try and join in and get in on the buy? I don't know how Heine's actually going to be. Yeah, so I was gonna say I didn't know how he was gonna do it. So however, if it's sales or raffles or whatever, however that works, I'm gonna try. Mainly because that one of those poly colors, man, is so good. So good. Then I'm gonna have to get GMK, DMG. Regret not jumping in on that. Okay. So now, like I said, do as I say, not as I do. Actually, I'm turning the tent back up. To 740, which is what I normally solder at, which is 393C. I'm just used to the speed at which I can solder that way. GMK slate, what? Ooh, GMK slate. That sounds amazing. So happy with this board, man. Yeah, I have to admit, all the Heine products that I've used so far have been great. Thanks for doing a good job by the community, man. No joke. I mean, thanks for the attention to detail. Thanks for following. Pro? I don't know how you say that. Hopefully that's right. Just for the sticker. You mean like this one? OG Space Keys, yeah. Skizu, thanks for following, man. I appreciate it. So, I guess I thought I remembered Alps pins being longer or hanging out further below the board than MX switch pins. Is that not the case, Heine? Is the Alps PCB thicker or going to be thicker to account for that? To just make them ride a little bit higher? Or is the amount of extra depth that you made in the edit to this, which will be the final run, does it account for that? Definitely curious. I thought it stuck down like 0.8 millimeters longer or something like that. Yeah, all good, man. Oh. Good evening, Shocks. What's up, man? How you doing today? This is a really special build, man. Sorry, guys. Shocks, if you've ever watched my stream before, actually was on my stream one time with me. I feel like letting him know that this is a really special build to me. This is my board, not a customer board. I've been waiting for this board ever since its first announcement. First teaser pics. Gosh, that has to be closing in on a year now ago. Tiny, if you're there. When was the first time you released info about the first proto you did? And that you were going to be doing it? Sounds like a year almost. Guess he's still gone. Yeah, I couldn't be more excited for some of the boards that are coming out this year. This Kepler J01 Rukia. I don't know, man. Some of the stuff that I'm in on and that I'm waiting for is real exciting to me. I'm also excited to go to Seattle. Is anybody else in here going to Seattle? If so, hit me up. Say hi. Waiting on V2 CE. Ooh. Yeah, too bad I didn't get in on that. That would have been nice. Number 2, I would have liked to have gotten in on that too. Iron 165, yeah. Never built a key, but recently your buddy built one, and now you're itching to build one. Send help. Send help to pick you out of the pit of keyboard addiction that may ensue. Welcome to the club, man. And if you are looking forward to building one, my recommendation is watch streams. Doesn't have to be mine. There's a lot of good stream content out there. People that try and give good advice about how to do good soldering, good technique, how to build your keyboard right. Watch some of that, learn, and conquer. Yeah, Teha is awesome. Foe linked here today? Who linked? Thank you, whoever did. Oh. P for pho. Is that pho? Like noodle? Or pho? Glacier was Bob, wasn't it? Oh, and Austin. VPR 555 and Austin. Austin looks BA. Without a doubt. I like that layout. I'm a really big fan of full-size boards. Which, don't tell anybody, right? Because they're like not at all loved in our community, really. You could tell because there's almost none of them. I like full-size, though. I like full-size, I like 1800, and I like TKL. And when I go smaller, I pretty much like 75, 65, which honestly is what this desk needs. Because all I do here really is solder. That was not the cleanest solder joint. Just too much solder. It's not like a huge amount too much, but like paying attention to what was going on screen too much. P for pho. What's that link? Oof, nice. So many derivatives, you don't know which one anymore. BOB, alternative. Stacked is what you're looking for. I don't know where I left off. Probably wasn't here. It wasn't. It was here. So yeah, Ruki I'm really excited for, and when Jax gets Irma going, I'm going to be even more excited because I really want ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. That's something I'm super excited to try out at some point. Like, incredibly excited. Though Rukia is really nothing to laugh at. Rukia is going to be freaking awesome. And I wish him all the luck, because Jax is a nice guy. I love our community, and I really appreciate that there are some really cool people in our community doing cool stuff. Jax is one of them. Heine is one of them. I haven't really had a lot of interaction with Dixie, but he seems like a real nice dude too. There's plenty of other people I haven't had any interaction with, so I don't mean anything against anyone by saying that. 159 is super cool. I really appreciated the whole interaction with Kepler, the way it went down so far. Jax is. Yeah, I haven't had a lot of interaction with Dixie, but he seems really, really cool from everything I've seen. I hope that we meet one day. We do something meaningful, or you know, just that he keeps doing good stuff. definitely I love his site and the store and kind of what he does on his. Man, I'm looking forward so much to something that's coming up on his store. Oh man, like I really can't wait for 8008. I mean, I know that's real soon, but that's a keycap set I'm 100% getting down on. Probably one of my most anticipated upcoming sets. I'm also looking forward to Black Lotus. I think that's running on the Key Company, if I'm not mistaken. At some point. I think I remembered reading something about that. Uh-oh. Bent one of the pins when I was inserting those. Black Lotus is going to be very nice. 8008 is amazing. You like Otani's First Love. Ooh, link, please. Don't know. Yeah, Violet on Cream is going to be awesome, man. And there's a surprisingly large number of cool looking purple sets coming up, man. Like, without a doubt. And that makes me really happy, because I like purple. Can't plug every Heine product, otherwise people will be 100% sure I'm a shill, right? I'm not salty about somebody calling me a shill in the past. No, not even a little bit. Like, streamers and community members can't possibly like things just because they're good. That would be unacceptable. Come on. Yeah, just a little bit. Yes, so he is running Dracula. Dracula is going to be cool, but I'm not personally necessarily going to jump in on Dracula. I may. I've not decided that I'm not for sure or anything like that. But comparatively to 8008, it's not really my way. Oh, did he have pricing? Really? I think that's all of them. Let me test it real quick. Oh. Windows key, man, nice. Must have missed one. 2? Oh no, that's right. So I must have missed. Oh no, I didn't. I just missed it as I. This switch like requires. No, it doesn't. I'm just being dumb. It's like the weight is different or something on this one switch. I mean, I put them all together myself, so I don't understand. But anyway, what did I miss? Oh yeah, I was gonna test this. Yeah. Okay. So that works as a function layer. Here's stock layout. You can send me the QMK stuff if I want to change it up. Yeah, I'd appreciate it. It'd be nice to be able to change it up. But I appreciate it, man. It's fine. GMK Cafe GB begins October 2, or though. I'm definitely down to check that out. Sorry, Jeff. I also prefer base kit, or maybe you don't. I don't know. I prefer the base kit to include the numpad. But I really love 1800, full size, stuff like that. What's also Olivia? So I thought Olivia. What are you talking about? Are you talking about 10 strong? Are you talking about Olivia the next run? Because I thought that was going to happen like next year or something. You need to stop looking at the links right though. Right though. Is it fall? Is it really going to be fall? Ooh, nice, dude. I'm so down. Flux on my PCB. All right, anyway. So this is the part that you won't need to do when you build yours. Yeah, I've seen some pics. I just didn't remember. I didn't remember when it was, I guess. Anyway, so again, this is not a thing you will need to do on your board if you order this. Just something for the Proto. And again, also, do your solder after clipping these, if you have to do this ever to anything. Do as I say, not as I do. Because if you're not careful, you could more easily delaminate a pad this way on the PCB. I'm confident that if I did that, I could fix it, so I'm not that worried. Also be careful if you do something like this, not to clip a component on the PCB. It's easy if you get going fast like this to cut a little surface mount resistor or something. Dracula still is, though he's sort of between Drac and 8008. For me, 8008 is like 100% better than Drac. But Drac is cool looking. Alright, you know what? Post a link to Dracula, the GB, if anybody has the time to do it. I want to look at it again. If anybody's got it handy. And after I finish this row, probably clipping these a little bit more flush than they need to be, but since when the GB for this runs, I'm gonna buy an Alps plate, no matter what. Okay, I'm gonna look at it. Emo Easter. I like it, but I don't know. The legends, the like multicolored legends, don't do it as much for me as the multicolored keys. Like highlight module is cool. Night mode is real cool. Like if I did this, I would need the core, the night mode, and the highlight and white space. So I need every kit. And the error. Dang it. Dang it. Stop looking at this. It is pretty, man. That's a pretty set. But like I got the most recent run of Oblivion, I got in on that, right? And I got the monochrome, all monochrome sets. Also be careful when you do this. You see all these clippings are going directly onto the PCB. We're gonna blow these off with canned air. Frankly, I probably should use my compressor in my garage, but that would not be conducive to the stream. I'm gonna use compressed air. Yeah, man, that's like when I clip PCB legs off switches, they just go everywhere. You're bummed you missed minimal. I'm happy I did get in on minimal, and I jumped on every kit, so can't wait until that arrives. That should be real soon, I think. You'd get error kit even if you weren't getting it. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, this is gonna have GM key camping on it. Just turn it over. Yeah. I've got some that are going outside of here. And I'm actually more worried about anything that falls off of this. Because before I put the actual case up here, oof, that one hit me hard. In the head. You know, wear safety glasses when you guys do this too. I mean, I've got polycarbonate lenses on my glasses, so I'm not too worried about that. More worried about like it's scratching a case. Again, this is not something any of you guys who are getting in on your own in the GB will have to worry about, so don't even stress on this part. Oh, Heine, just so that I asked it before, but I think you were gone. The Alps version. The Alps pins, I believe, are longer than MX pins, or they hang down a little bit lower from a standard. That was lead that went in my mouth. That's gross. Anyway, Alps pins I think hang down a little bit longer. You might want to check it out. I'm guessing that you accounted for that in your new case dimensions. But I would hate to do this to like Alps Browns. Alu only, okay. Okay, something I'm not gonna do right here. I'm gonna do it over here because I have Roomba. Solder tail. I'm just making sure that I don't see any of those little pin fragments laying around. Hey, Spooky Illy, thanks for following, man. Yeah, so I don't see any. Set this off to the side. I'm gonna clean this desk mat. I'm gonna clean the soldering one first. Sorry, give me 1 sec, guys. This needs to be done so I don't scratch anything. Put on there. Just don't want to risk scratching a case. Not acceptable. Yeah, the Roomba will get them out of the carpet. I'm not too worried about that. Okay. So now we will put this up here. We'll test it one more time, real quick. Uh-oh. So we're expecting to see... Okay. Not working. Okay. Okay, perfect. Exactly what we think. And function layer works. Perfect, guys. Make sure I didn't miss any of these pins. I'm just gonna look at it at an angle like that. Make sure nothing's really like sticking up above. Sorry guys, I'm just checking it out. I want to make sure that nothing is like super above there. Or above there at all, really, at all. Okay, well then, we are going to put this back together. Roomba treats, yes, they are Roomba treats. FN plus caps lock is caps lock. Oh, okay, cool. I'm actually curious to see that. Yeah, it is. You are correct, sir. Anyway, so now we're gonna get this top piece out. Right, and I believe what we're gonna do is we are going to stick this connector on. You know what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to hang it a little bit right like that. No, oh, thank you so much, Heine. I would have been so upset if I had to redo that. Thank you. So are you doing top M bottom? You're just doing between, yeah, that has to be the only way. Sorry, I don't know why I asked that. Yeah, that made sense because I see the little recesses for it. That is a dull blade. Oh well. Oh, that was the blue one, right? Set it out so I remember to replace it later. Yes, burgers are happening. I don't know, guys. I like all the different kinds of isolation mounting. Burger mount's pretty cool to have thrown in there. IMO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Just a little bit more isolation from sound. Maybe I should have put Zealios in here. Nah, I don't know. I liked Zealios when I first got into the hobby, but I'm not all about them now. Am I going the wrong way? Oh, that was right. There we go. Finally. So that's a little fiddly. There we go. Okay, that was actually not too bad. So the burger mount thing is actually want to kind of lift the board up a little bit. So like it puts a tiny little bit of pressure on that connector. Not a lot. Oh, that's actually not that. Never mind. That's the... Pinch the shorter one. Okay. Yeah, flat side of the connector up, grooves toward the daughter PCB. Definitely do a longer cable. Yeah, it makes sense. Whatever, it's proto. Almost pinch the shorter one when you assembled it. Let me make sure I'm not pinching it. That's not what's going on there. No, I don't believe so. Oh, that is what was going on. I didn't actually cut it. Where'd you go? There's one. There's two. I knocked two of them out of place. Yeah, I was like, that's awful lot of pressure. Yeah, a slightly longer cable. Probably the way to do it. So I wanted to knock those free. We're gonna have to put that bottom side in last. I have 4 there, which means one of these came out too. Didn't want to smack it down that hard. Ooh. Okay, so I want you guys to see what's going on there. So this will be a thing that has to be addressed for sure by Heine, but he already said that he's going to do it by that. But for those of you who are going to build the Proto, so that cable wants to get pinched between the plate and this part of the case. So it's going to have to get tucked up under there. So I'm not going to be able to show you that surgery and keep it in frame the whole time easily or well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to the plate like this, and I'm going to use a plastic spudger tool. So I put all the burger mounts on the top side. Don't want to use that, that's metal. And the plate should still be holding it in. Extraordinarily difficult to get that thing in there with this tool. Curved one would be better. Or pre-bending the wires probably would have made better sense. Good call, Heine, on letting me know that. Yeah, a longer cable, I think, could be tucked under there as you're dealing with the... There it is. Basically, it forms a little loop as it goes in. Perfect. Perfect. So basically, as it bunches up, it forms just a little bit of a loop, and you can tuck that loop under. But if it were just a little bit longer of a cable, the loop would be more exposed. It'd be easier to tuck it in as you're putting the case down. Notice how now it doesn't push up on the backside. Like before, because of the pressure, this side was lifting up to clear that. And now it just sits flush because it's all tucked in there. And so what I'm going to do now, get these burgers in there. I'm going to lift it just a little bit. Dang it. So I can hold it more level. Yeah, a slightly longer cable there would make this much better. But I will get them in. Pogo pins would have, yeah, that's expensive, man. Do I think making the daughter board connector straight on facing the main PCB? I do actually think that it would have helped because it was angled. That's what was kind of causing that loop. If it was straight on, it would have just tucked. As I moved the board down to come toward the connector fitting in, it would have just went straight back in, I think, instead of hitting a switch and bunching up and looping. But I mean, this actually isn't that big of a pain. Frankly, it looks like it is, but like, I don't know, man. This is really not that bad. And for a proto, I kind of just expect there to be little issues. Of which this is an itty bitty one. There we go. Yep, no weird torque on the board. I can see all the burgers in place. Perfect. Now, on my 1.5. Definitely make sure that when you assemble this, you do it on a padded surface. And then get these two corners tacked in, or two of the four corners rather. And then we're gonna just kind of let it go and it'll be fine. We'll just do it as normal. In fact, to make this simple, perfect. Who said good? That's fine, man. I signed up to be a guinea pig, and honestly, I'm happy with it. And if you're gonna have anybody be one, it's probably a good idea to do it with me. I'm dangerous enough to get myself into trouble, Sometimes I'm even smart enough to get myself out. Nah, usually I'm okay. So the important part with this putting those burgers in there is that you don't just compress it so much that it can't work at all. So I'm actually tightening it down till I can feel the plate compressing it all the way and touching, and then I'm just gonna back off like somewhere between an 1/8 and a 1/4 turn. To where it's still tight. And then the right way to do this, guys, would actually be to put Loctite on these, since you're not tightening these down all the way, to keep them consistent. This is gonna work for what we're doing. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. When is the second wave of GMK? Somebody said fall 2019. I believe it, and I'm excited for it. Who said? Did Olivia say that? Or did whoever's running it? Mike on Novel Keys, right? Ooh, so satisfying that it just clicks. So solid. So solid. Oh, that is a hefty board. I like it, especially because it doesn't look all that large, actually. So just FYI, guys, I am using the Weehaw set. Why is that not going in? Is it just threading for days? Oh, it is. Okay, so that is the Weehaw set, but we are going to check to see that that the notch set works, that its sockets, I think they're plenty deep enough. They're not a risk at all. Is there a 1.5 in here? There is a 1.5. Oh yeah. Is this a 1.5? Okay, look. That is not 1.5. Smaller than 1.5. Trying to make sure that the common tools that you guys might have access to, so that you know what will work. Oh, there's no 1.5 in here. Well, there is, however, a Torx bit that would actually fit in here and work probably. Yeah, it would. For sure. This would work. And we're going to try, and I'm not going to tighten it all the way, but I am going to make sure that it threads it correctly. Yep, that works. Make sure that it's deep socketed enough. Yeah, without a doubt, it's deep enough. And it would work. And that thing threads for days. It would work. It's not that loose in there. So if you have the notch set, you could get this done, but you're going to want to make sure not to torque it so hard that the torque slips in that head, because there is a chance that it would do that kind of a thing. And then the other kind of common set that people have is this one. I don't know. A lot of different sellers sell this on Amazon. And there's definitely a 1.5 in here. Is there? Yeah, there is. So this might actually be a risk if you were to have to do it this way. No? So it's snug in the hole, but it does in fact work. It doesn't necessarily touch the sides. You just got to be real careful. So this is actually deep enough to work. It wouldn't be my first choice, but it would work in a pinch. So if you have this set right here, or a set very similar to that one, would work. Would get it done. But grab the Weehaw set. It's better, clearly. Anyway, thought that I would tell you guys, because I know some of you are like, do I need these special Weehaw tools to do this? No. But having the right tools for the job is good, not bad. So he's not doing an acrylic version, he's doing a polycarbonate version, I think. There's a difference in materials, both in the quality of the finish, very likely as a result of the material choice, and the sound. But I don't know. Same price, you think? Cool. Okay, man, I'm so stoked for this board. So excited about it. Make sure I have everything tight. Tight. Good screws selection, by the way. Or bolts, I guess, technically. I like them. I like the size. I like how many threads there are seated in there. It feels really sturdy. God, that is a hefty board. Okay, what we're gonna do now is satisfy my curiosity and everyone else's. £6, 8 ounces. 6 pounds, 7.8 ounces. So basically 6.5 pounds with no keycaps. There's a hefty board. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Make sure we don't have shorts or anything. Thank you, USB-C. That is like blown out. Whatever. Anyway. Okay, we're gonna clear this, get our switch hitter up. Perfect, guys. Perfect. And then the look is freaking gorgeous. And so, just alloy steel. Yeah, whatever, man. They're good. I approve of the stainless, but the stainless of exactly that same hardware, because that hardware was really good. The quality was great. All right, now we're gonna throw some keycaps on it. And I think we decided, Tiny, that we're gonna do camping, correct? The other things I think that would look good on it would be Shoko, but I think camping makes a statement. And I have camping on a keyboard right now. So I'm gonna pull the segments of it off. Yeah, camping is gonna look great on this. So this is what I have camping on right now. So beautiful. It is a good set. Really matter. Can't wait for yours. Yeah, it really does, man. This is like this is one of those end game type moments for me. I mean, as close as this is about as close as I really will ever get to end game. I mean, there is no such thing for me, but there is such a thing as like things that I'll never get rid of that will just always be on my desk, and this board frankly is that. Guys, so excited. Perfect. Oh yeah. All right, so glitter everywhere, glamping, nice. GMK glamping. You know what? How well did GMK camping do? I remember it being on sale and like being like, should I? And what I remember distinctly is that on Kono, there were extras, right? Like GMK Lime has right now. And I have a feeling that only happens realistically when they had to overbuy, right? And they had to buy part of the GB out. Around 350, is that what they sold? Okay. That's a bit. I really like this set. I think it was great. I should have bought it when it was new. I was just so new to the hobby when it was there that, like, for me, the idea of spending, you know, a couple $100s on a key set was like outrageous. And now it's like, what did I buy? Like, I'm talking about buying 3 more before the end of this month. If I do hand or bite, which is still up in the air. kind of want for historical relevance. Just don't know if I really want to swing it right now. Plus sets, you know, are like stuff on novel keys is just so reasonable. Like, go look at the price of Vaporwave. Like 125 or something for the base kit, right? So oh wait, is it peaches and cream? That's 125. Whatever, one of them is. BBP gets you, yes. DMG made you full commit to the hobby. Dude, I'm kind of bummed that I didn't jump in on DMG. I actually went to go buy it, like, and I had looked at it like 4 hours earlier, and then it was sold out. And it was really like the discussion of that purple case that Heine's doing for the GB round of this board that was like, I'm just gonna do it. But now I guess I'll have to buy it on the secondhand market at a markup. Like you do sometimes. So this row is actually extraordinarily difficult to grab with your fingers. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to break a tap stem. Well, this row is easy. I love the finish on this plate. It does not, like, lube on this plate is gross. On the, like, the one on this TX with the shiny finish, like, it gets all over the place from my fingerprints. This was totally reasonable. It doesn't show anything really. Yeah, this is right here approaching Nirvana. Oh, do you mean the music? Do you mean the music? It is approaching Nirvana. Also, this board is approaching that level for me. If it's not, it's damn close. No joke, man. I meant the music, yeah. I realized what you meant after I commented about the board. All right. So I do have to say that the white on this set looks beautiful on this TX84 in E-white. However, this is a much less cool board than HBCP, which is freaking fantastic. I'm not sure I want the white escape on this board. We'll use the worst cap ever. No joking. Don't do that one. But realistically, we are going to look at what we got. So that. So we know what's going up there. So we are going to do stars, moon, camp trailer. Do we want to do fish or stag? We'll do fish. And we will do fire, because this board is like fire. Boys and girls, look at that. That is something else right there. Yeah. Yeah. That is a sweet machine right there. All right. Let's set that all over there for a minute. And I'm gonna pause this. Mute this guy. All right, let's listen to this. Let's listen to this for a second. Get our mic kind of close. You guys shouldn't be able to hear a bunch of background sound. Sorry, I want to hear it too. Oof, let's get that mic just a little bit further away. Ooh, that was the Windows key. That was bad. Oh, guys, so good. All right, we're gonna do a typing test, but warning you, I suck right now. Not that I don't suck ever, you know. Just I especially suck for me right now. Yeah, this is amazing. It sounds amazing, and I'm real excited about it. Real excited. I heard those are Zealios. They are Zealios V2s, 78 grams. So 10 fast fingers. Of course, this Firefox has no like ad blocker or anything like that, so we're gonna have to, you know, handle that on our own. Just a sec. Typing test. I'll pull it up in a sec so you guys can see. I just want to get rid of the ads right as they pop up. 42. Ooh, TSC 42. Oof. Also, BBB 175 isn't even in the realm of possibility for me. Isn't even in the possibility. Some bassy Zeals. Do you have any small switch thing in a different board to reference off? Sure. What do you want to hear? What would you like to hear? Zealios. You want to hear a Zealio versus this Zealio? Sure. Here. This 10 keypad has Zealios in it. With an aluminum plate. Lube Zealios. Yeah, I would say that the board sounds amazing. Also, Zealios in here. and that's a TX84. So they do work. Yeah, they really do. And the sound is just generally freaking great in this board. But, so what just happened here? Why did, send fast fingers? Come on. Like I think I went to one of the ads instead of trying to clear it. Anyway, yeah, this thing sounds amazing, guys. Truly. Truly, truly outrageous. I don't know if you guys play League, but that's a Tarek sound. Close that ad. Close the next one. All right, so here we go. Pull it up. Boop. Maybe. Why is that not coming up? Okay, well, give me one more sec and I will pull up a Chrome tab, I guess. Try and get that up. Oh my god, all the icons when it's all shrunk down to this weird size. Whatever. Typing test, English, okay. Bingo. Okay, this is super irritating. Second one worked, guys. What the F? Don't know why it's not working with Firefox. Oh, I'm gonna be so bummed if that's the case. Okay, well I know how to fix that too. I can just do a screen grab. Try this one more time. One more time. Okay. No worries. I will just do a display capture. Okay, that works. Alrighty then. So here we go. You guys ready for this? Oh, you think my gain needs to be a little higher? Like my microphone gain? Can you not hear me that well? Or it's possible it just wasn't close enough. I didn't buy the hamburgers. Heine did and shipped them with it. So you may want to check that out. Oh, hold on. What does this say? Also, because he's not a... Yeah, I'm not really a linear guy, but I do have a board that has... I mean, I like some linears. Telios are good. Anyway, okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this real quick. Oh, is the O and the P? Oh man, that's so annoying. Yes, you are correct. I guess I just put them on backward. I wouldn't have even noticed right away. Probably would have been in Seattle before I noticed. We'll switch it, then we'll do the typing test. All right. I mean, I'm not gonna look at the O and the P in the first place, but sure. We will do this. 68. So not good, but for me, considering I haven't typed very much recently, not like the end of the world. Whatever. Lame, I guess, a little bit, but I'll live. I'm not gonna feel bad about it. So yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but this is the best board I've handled this year, including all the boards I've built for me and for other people, hands down, right now. Now flip O and P and see how fast I type. Flip them back. Yeah, there's not even a doubt in my mind that this is the best board I've built this year. So my second place for best board I've handled this year, or ever, really, aside from this, is that Lin Whale that I made. Like, without a doubt. Second place. Third is the Duck Unicorn X Legend, which was a pain in the ass to make. I hated making it. Like, the whole construction process, the issues that the PCB had, junk. But the final product, and it had Zealios, so you guys were saying that I'm not really a linear guy, and that's true. I like tactiles the most and clickies next, and then linears, but that is still one of the most amazing boards I built. Then a fourth place is probably my Salamander with Brown Alps, even though I don't love the PBT plate with Alps. Still really a cool board. You write for work, and half the time it looks like you're just smashing my hands in the keyboard. Yeah, that's okay. Fair enough. But I can't tell if it's the audio background cutting. I know it sounds great compared to those other ones. I mean, here, I'll move the thing closer. I just am not trying to blow out people's ears. All right, so let me turn off that audio. It's going into the red, so I don't want to clip. I gotta move this a little further. That spacebar is too loud for this. All right, anyway. I really hope you guys love this, because this is amazing. Never gonna give this board up for sure. Then again, I've only ever sold one board. And it was a tofu hot swap. There are a couple other boards that I would be willing to sell that I have. This will never be one of them. Yeah, I really am, man. Thank you. And really good work. Honestly, you deserve a lot of praise for it. It is an awesome board. But go ahead and answer their questions, man. When do you think you're gonna be ready for the GB? Sure. I get that. I work a bunch too, so I travel for work lately a bunch. I'm gonna miss streams and stuff coming up, but like I have to, try and make them up or whatever. You want yours, Pippa hands, yeah. This set complements it. This is this thing's new home. I don't know. There's one other set, right, that I'm really convinced. Convinced would be amazing on it as well. Less contrast, but with the space bar, the colored space bars and the accents, it would be pretty awesome. Try to get the rest of them out by early next week and get boxes. You think try Shoko for Seattle? You think put Shoko on here? After seeing it like this, you think it would be better with Shoko on it? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'd be willing to switch. The novelties just go so well on the CP 1800 layout, like, because I have them and it. Ugh. Yeah, I'm between it. I'll figure it out tonight though, and I'll put it on there because this thing's getting packed up tonight. Yeah, Yeah, I have a feeling he's right? Like, there will be a lot of Shoko there. Yeah, these novelties are freaking awesome on here. Okay, 9009 would actually look awesome on this board. The Alps set that I have for when we do Alps, when the GB runs, I'm gonna get an Alps PCB. Well, I guess the PCB, is it gonna be a combo? I know you were talking about this before, but either way, an Alps plate. Yeah, nines would be real good on it too. Anyway, for me, looks so good as a novelty row. Barely enough sets do that many singles. I agree. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna get an Alps plate also, and like the set that I have is like beige with black. Briscoe Melt, thanks for following, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so I'll do the beige with black legends, and they're printed, but they're so clean. Not Geo sent those to me, and they were awesome. Need FR4 half plate for sure. Ooh, that'd be nice. Yeah, it really is. GMK camping's awesome. But honestly, I don't want you guys to think that camping is the reason this thing is awesome. The reason this thing is awesome is because it's freaking awesome. Yeah, we're gonna look at the side profile angle. I like the curve too. Like, I'm generally not a big fan of the curved foot on the back, but it just is nice, and the finish is so flawless here. I don't know if my camera really does it justice. My other camera that I used to have set up on my main rig, looking there, would do it way better justice, but just because faster glass, so low ISO, and it's full frame, so better sensitivity. But either way, this thing is flawless. The finish is great. The front corners. This thing is great, man. Yeah, thanks again, seriously. And the sound of this thing. It's freaking awesome. The sound is really deep and freaking great. Anyway, all right, so you guys, thanks so much for coming, watching this awesome build for me. Everybody, don't forget to like, follow, join us. I'm doing it Wednesday nights, 6:30 p.m. That's my usual time. Next week I will be doing a build, although I'm not really sure yet because it'll be one of my own boards. I'll probably do a chores video coming up real soon where I desolder some stuff. Those are normally on the weekends. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I really do, Jeff. That's awesome. Thanks. But yeah, I'd love it if you guys could join me more. Man, this is an amazing board. I am like kind of in awe. Whew. Here's a secret if you guys didn't know already. It's not a secret, right? Here's an awesome thing about camping. It has these like sub legends. I don't know if you guys all knew that, but it's beautiful. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm happy that Heine hooked it up a little bit early so that I could do it on stream and that I could take it to the keyboard meetup in Seattle this weekend. If anybody's actually in the area and you don't know this somehow, there is a keyboard meetup, C Keys, in Seattle this weekend. So I'm flying up. It's gonna be a great time. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you guys next time, next week, same place, same time, 6:30 p.m. Thanks, guys. You have a good one. Bye.